When we look at what is often said about coincidence, we must realize that a deeper truth lies behind it. Coincidence doesn't exist is a phrase we hear frequently, and if we're honest, there are moments in life that are too special to dismiss as random. Think about that one chance encounter that changed your life, or the right answer that came to you at exactly the right moment. It sometimes seems as if forces are at work that we do not fully comprehend. But why do these moments often seem so fleeting? Why do they appear just beyond our rational understanding? The answer partly lies in our limited perception. Human senses register only a fraction of reality. We hear sounds within a narrow frequency range, while animals like dogs and bats perceive frequencies inaudible to us. Our vision is similarly restricted. We can only see a small portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. Radio waves, infrared radiation, and countless other forms of energy surround us, but remain invisible to the naked eye. If so much already falls outside our sensory range, isn't it logical to consider that other realities or dimensions may exist that we simply cannot yet perceive? Many phenomena remain unexplained by science. Think of near-death experiences, telepathy, or the feeling of being watched when no one is visibly present. While some of these experiences are dismissed as coincidences or illusions, increasing research suggests that there is indeed something that extends beyond our conventional knowledge. The idea that there is more than we can see or measure opens the door to fascinating possibilities, from the existence of interdimensional beings to the concept of guardian angels watching over us. Advancements in technology, particularly artificial intelligence, will likely provide us with new insights in the coming decades. This technology can recognize patterns that remain invisible to the human brain, potentially unlocking new doors. It could lead to a better understanding of unexplained phenomena and perhaps even provide evidence for dimensions or energies we currently consider speculative. But to embrace these discoveries, an open mind is essential. Being open-minded means being willing to consider new information, even when it challenges our current beliefs. This does not mean blindly accepting everything, but rather maintaining a healthy curiosity without immediate judgment. This attitude has historically led to some of the greatest scientific breakthroughs. The idea that everything is interconnected, or that microbes could cause diseases, was once mocked and dismissed. It was the open-minded thinkers who dared to explore what others ridiculed. Many believe something is impossible or nonsense, while we supposedly walk upside down on a spinning ball in space, moving at thousands of kilometers per hour. And all this while living in bodies that can grow, reproduce, be trained, heal themselves after an injury, and so much more. Yet having an open mind also brings challenges. Being too open without critical thinking can lead to confusion or acceptance of false information. It is crucial to find a balance between curiosity and skepticism. Ask questions, research sources, and be willing to revise your views when presented with convincing evidence. An open mind is not a weakness, but a sign of intellectual strength and emotional maturity. But what exactly are the benefits of an open mind? It enables growth, understanding new perspectives, and stepping outside your comfort zone. Open-minded people often experience more creativity, better problem-solving skills, and deeper human connections. They are more flexible in their thinking and better prepared for change. In a constantly evolving world, this mental flexibility is an invaluable quality. On the other hand, staying open-minded can be difficult in a society that clings to established beliefs. Expressing unconventional ideas can provoke resistance. People who broaden their horizons sometimes face skepticism or ridicule. But isn't it limiting to dismiss everything we don't understand as impossible? History shows that much of what we now take for granted was once considered absurd. Applying this perspective to spiritual and metaphysical concepts reveals a world full of possibilities. Is it truly unthinkable that there is more than what we can see with the naked eye? Think of the subtle energies we all feel, the atmosphere in a room, the attraction between people, sensing when someone is lying, even a mother's intuition or the connection twins often experience. Many people have experiences that do not fit within the framework of current science but are deeply real to them. By being open to these experiences without immediately dismissing them, we can deepen our understanding of reality. What I want to emphasize in this part of the course is the importance of an open mind. Not everything needs to be immediately explainable to be valuable. By remaining curious and withholding judgment, you open the door to new insights and experiences. Reality may be far more complex and magical than we can currently imagine. It is up to us to explore these possibilities with a combination of openness and healthy critical thinking. Of course, we shouldn't believe everything blindly, but simply pausing to acknowledge that so much around us was once deemed impossible can work wonders. Yet a striking pattern emerges among people who experience something extraordinary. Instead of receiving support or understanding, they are often ridiculed or even labeled as crazy. This happens not only because their experiences are difficult for others to grasp, but also because some become so obsessed with what they have experienced that it begins to dominate their lives and they cannot stop talking about it. They desperately try to convince others of their truth, but this preaching has the opposite effect, making their words and actions seem unrealistic. Others suppress everything, withdraw, begin to doubt themselves, or simply ignore what they have experienced altogether. Society has a deep-rooted reflex to dismiss anything not immediately explainable as fantasy or delusion. This reflex is reinforced by how the media ridicules or downplays certain stories. Think about how UFO sightings were treated for years. Across decades, millions of sightings have been reported. If even one of those sightings held any truth, it should change the entire history and future of humanity. For decades, those who saw something strange in the sky were portrayed as attention seekers or conspiracy theorists. Only recently, with official institutions like the Pentagon releasing documents on unidentified aerial phenomena, has the general perception begun to shift. And rightly so. The power of media and culture in shaping our perception of reality is fascinating. When something is systematically presented as laughable or nonsensical, that seed is planted in the public's mind. That framing ensures that people preemptively judge without truly delving into the facts. The social pressure to not be seen as weird is often stronger than the curiosity to remain open to the unknown. Yet it is precisely this openness that makes breakthroughs possible. Without the willingness to think beyond established ideas, progress is simply impossible. That does not mean we should accept everything uncritically. Critical thinking remains essential. But there is a difference between being critical and cynically dismissing something. The first opens the door to new insights, while the latter shuts it permanently. It is a balancing act. Curiosity without naivety, openness without gullibility. For those who experience something unexplained, it is crucial to realize that not everyone is ready to understand their experiences. No matter how sincere and intense their belief, pushing too hard to convince others often backfires. Instead of gaining understanding, it creates resistance. Sometimes it is more powerful to integrate your experience into your life and subtly inspire others through your attitude and wisdom. People are more open to ideas when they feel there is no pressure to believe something. Ultimately, the most powerful mindset we can adopt is simple. Judge less, ask more. Because who knows what answers we might find when we are willing to look beyond the visible.